don't we like sing like a Hebrew?
We do a little bit of Simon Tuff and Muslim.
What is that?
I don't even know. It's just...
Man of the year, man of the year, man of the year. Welcome to the #1 friendship podcast in the country. I'm Aaron Karo.
I'm Matt Ritter.
Make sure to go to manoftheyearpodcast.com to buy our merch, watch our videos, and follow us on social. So, Matt, I have a epic reveal for you.
Reveal.
An epic. I'm actually a little nervous.
Take your clothes off.
You're not far off. This summer, when I was in Israel, I got my first tattoo.
Oh, wait, what? What? Oh my God, what is happening right now? What? No, I forbid you. I forbid it.
And I actually haven't shown anybody back home, so this is going to be the reveal.
What?
Right now.
I hope the video is zoomed in here.
So
I'll have to guess what it is.
You'll
I know what it is.
What is it?
It's a whale from the duck. It's a big duck.
No, it's not a big duck. I thought I was going to get a duck. I didn't get a duck.
Oh my God.
But I wanted to tell you first because I don't want you getting too big of a head. But, you know, some of our conversations sort of have, I don't want to say inspired. That's even too strong a word, but it just have, went into my thinking.
I'll give you 10 grand if it says MOTY on your lower back right
absolutely
now.
Absolutely not. No. So
wow, my mind is blown.
Yeah.
Is this real?
Yeah. I'm gonna show you a second.
God,
So I got my dad's initials.
Oh, I love that.
And while we've been doing this podcast and we've talked about it a bunch, like you've also been grieving your dad. And
this is like making me choke up. I can't believe this.
I'm choking up. And we unfortunately we know many people whose parents have passed away, but I never really been there sort of real time, like while the person's processing it, like every day.
Yeah.
You've said a lot of things of like, one more conversation, more. And I think you're actually doing a really great job, beautiful job sort of working through that and like still having him in your life. Yeah. But, that just sort of made me think like, if I'm going to get a tattoo, like I want to do something to honor my dad. Well, who's very much alive, by the way.
Yeah. I like this idea just in general.
Yeah. And it was actually when I was in the tattoo shop, there was 2 other Americans who were getting tattoos, and I was getting my dad's initials, and they kind of looked at me like, like,
is he passed?
Is he passed? And I was like, no, he's very much alive and doing great, and I just want to do something for him while he's here.
This.
And both of these women, they're our age, were like, are both of our dads just passed away.
Oh my gosh!
So you have to get this.
Wow.
So that was one inspiration. So I'm gonna show you.
Oh my God, this is crazy.
Theo, let's just make sure we can get in this camera here.
This is crazy.
This is the.
Oh my God.
This is the reveal.
Oh my God. Holy! What's his middle initial?
So I'll tell you that in a second. Can you see it?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I gotta get it like at my own.
Yeah. No, you don't get your own picture. So let me get back to my.
Oh my God, a rib.
So by the way, go on YouTube and you can see the tattoo. So my dad's initials are ASK.
Yes.
Al Sam Karo.
Yeah.
And so it spells ask.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the double meaning that we've sort of talked about, because ask has come up so many times in this pod. If you don't ask, the answer is always no.
Right.
Don't ask forgiveness. Don't ask permission. Don't ask permission. Ask forgiveness. I forgot already. Asking your friends for help. Yeah. Asking for a friend is the name of our thing. So I just thought it was like a nice little double thing. So I've been waiting. So I by the time this airs, my dad will have seen it, but he doesn't know I have it and he hasn't seen it. So I've been waiting. No one in LA knows.
Oh my God, this is a bombshell.
Just for any general thoughts on tattoos.
Well, first of all, did it hurt? What did it feel like?
It hurt a lot.
A lot, like scale of 1 to 10.
Like this is again, you'll have to go online and see it. It'll be on my Instagram, whatever. Like it's a pretty simple tattoo. It just says ASK. It's pretty small. It's like the size of, I don't know, a matchbook. it's like getting 1,000 needles jammed into you really quick.
How long did it take?
So you're gonna love this. It's the typical. It's what you always make fun of me. I was in Israel twice this summer.
Yeah.
Okay. I went to the tattoo shop the first trip. By the way, this is the oldest tattoo shop in the world. Yeah. They've been tattooing.
Oh my God, I love this.
Yeah, this family's been tattooing since the 1300s.
Wow.
28 generations.
Where's Jerusalem?
It's an old city, Jerusalem. They have a shop for 500 years. I will go there twice. The last trip, chicken out.
Oh, you had to check it out.
And I go, you know what? If I'm ever back in old city Jerusalem, I'll get the tattoo.
Oh,
and then, as you know, I randomly ended up going to Jerusalem again like 3 months later. So now I'm back in Jerusalem. I didn't think I was going to be back there. I got to go do it. I make an appointment. The artist is there. There's a few of them in the family, 20th generation. And you could, if it's a simple tattoo, you can get it two ways. You can either just draw it right on you and then tattoo over it, or you kind of make it on a computer and then like plaster on you. So he draws on me and it's like, it doesn't really like look good. And I'm like, you know, it's fucking tattooed on my first tattoo. I'm like, can you change it? He changes it. And he's like annoyed.
He's annoyed with you?
He's annoyed with me.
Oh, because you're a perfectionist. He's like, we do our way. You want your fucking American tattoo? Go to Plainview Tattoo Center. Go to fucking Plainview Tattoo Center.
And he's just like, you know how I can pick up on any, like he's tapping his foot. Like he's not outwardly being annoyed, but he's like doing a little sign. I'm like, bro, it's a fucking you gotta be kidding me. This is ridiculous.
I ask you for how joke goes? You see my fucking profession. 28 generation. You can even not go back 3 generation. You have an algorithm, motherfucker.
28 generation, right? So he goes, we're going to do it on the computer. It'll be better for you and me. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. He's like, I'm really getting annoyed with this guy. That's like, so classic.
Yeah. So classic. So then there's like an assistant guy who's like doing the graphics on the computer. He goes into a back room and a different tattoo artist comes out.
Oh, he's done with you.
He's done with me.
He goes, somebody take over before I fucking stab this guy in the throat with the fucking needle. I was jammed his fucking eye. This guy says, I don't fucking know how to draw straight line on fucking ASK. Like I've never fucking drawn an A or S or K. This fucking piece of shit. So a tattoo artist hated you.
But you know the fucking scene, you're gonna appreciate this. It reminded me of the scene from Die Hard when Hans is in the other room and he's so mad and he's bashing the thing and Bonnie Bedelia is like, or Holly, who is it?
Holly
is her name.
No, Bonnie
Bedelia. She goes, he's still alive. How do you know? No one would piss someone off like that.
But by the way, there is just something hilarious about it because if I ever think of like who I would never want to piss off is like somebody who has the power.
But I was trying
ruin my life.
I know but that's the thing.
Tattoo artist is way high.
I know, but I was doing my thing of like, hey, like, yeah, sorry, I'm like, you know, a little nervous.
OCD. He goes, what is OCD? We don't have OCD 28 generations ago.
Oh God, sweet.
You woke fucking bitch.
So anyway, so so they have also visiting tattoo artists. So this woman came out. She's visiting from Italy. Like
you got a resident do your tattoo?
No, they're more like not a resident.
No, she's just like guesting.
Yeah, exactly. Like
guest tattooing.
I'll show you like fully tatted, like purple dreads.
Oh, so it's like when a famous stripper comes to town. It's like,
yeah.
We get to see Sapphire tonight.
And she was like, oh, she got it.
You love that. So you got a full sleeve woman doing your.
Well, I mean, the other guy also had full sleeves.
No, I know, but it turns you on.
I mean, yeah, she was cute, but she was like, "We're gonna try it. If you don't like it, we'll change it." Bedside manner is a word.
I like it.
Okay. So then she's doing it, and I'm still again. It's under just so we can for our audio listeners. It's how you describe it. It's on
in your lat area.
Yeah, it's sort of under my armpit. Yeah. So she does it on the computer, puts it on me. Now it's looking good, but I want to see like, is it gonna stretch? So I'm lifting my arm in front of
this guy's doing a workout, just like he's like with shoes. He's like, let me just walk around with it, and then he starts sprinting.
By the way, my shirt
does a full Karo fit workout.
I'm doing my full workout. Meanwhile, my shirt's off. I'm just, you know.
Oh, right. Dude, your shirt's off the whole time.
It's
just hilarious. I forgot.
And it's Jerusalem. It's hot. And then
you're sweating.
Then the original guy comes back.
Oh no. What was his name, by the way?
His name is like Hamus, but he said James. And I had, because I'd done full research. And
This fucking guy doesn't know how to say hummus.
I don't even know, and I apologize if that's not how you pronounce it, but I had done a full dossier and all.
Yes, my name is James.
No, no.
For you can call me James.
No, Matt, it went the opposite way. He said, I'm James. And I'm like, oh, is that like, because I knew his name was, because I looked him up. And he goes, I'm like, oh, is that like your nickname? He goes, no, James. I'm like, all right. Like he just was not having it.
Because you go, oh, hummus? He goes, no, hummus. You go, hummus? He goes, no, hummus. You go, hummus? You go, James. My name is fucking James.
But it was the opposite.
You
That's
call
what
me
I was.
James.
So he comes back with the two tourists, who I told you about already. And he goes, all right, to the woman, he goes, if he's not ready, can you do these people? So they both simultaneously get tattoos from the nice woman and the not as nice guy. Well, I'm still standing there, shirt off,
Stretching.
up, down, for half an hour.
This is so, no, was it really?
Yes,
Oh my
because they're
God.
getting tattoos now.
Oh, so now you had to wait. So you're just working out.
I'm working out. So now I'm the Instagram boyfriend. I'm taking videos of these other people getting their tattoos.
God.
So then eventually, yes, you gotta. I have videos of it.
What was the woman's name who did the tattoo?
Vana.
Okay, I like that.
Vana. But yeah, I'm laying it. I'll show you. And like the first line, I'm like, oh, that doesn't hurt. And she goes, okay. And then I go, and she goes, don't make a sound, breathe or talk, because it'll fuck up like
Breathing.
yeah,
Jesus.
yeah. Or she goes, breathe normally. So I'm like, what do you
Right,
like?
because it's right on your rib cage.
right on the
Your
rib
ribs are
cage.
expanding,
Yeah.
contracting.
So it's like 1,000 vaccines.
Wow.
So if it was any, I don't know how people get really fancy ones.
Yeah.
Because like it's a very
So
simple.
you didn't make a sound?
I didn't make a sound. And the bless her heart, the woman from Oklahoma, she was now taking videos of me.
Oh, nice.
And she's like, okay, like, do you want anything else? More videos? But I couldn't speak. So I'm just like, and my back's to her.
Yeah, you're doing like a Bill Bell in the butterfly jar blinking.
Wow. We're the only two people in the entire world who would do. He feels I even know it. It's not Bell in the
Diving Bell in the butterfly
Yeah,
jar.
diving Bell in the butterfly. Anyway, so I got the tattoo, and I hope my dad doesn't like tattoos. I told him I was gonna get one, didn't tell him what it was. So he's either gonna hate it or he's gonna like cry.
Wow, so a couple things. Well, we'll move on from
Yeah,
that
yeah.
amazingly funny story.
Yeah.
One is you're not like religious, right? Because like my mom would be very, obviously because of the whole Jewish cemetery thing. I don't even know if it's actually
I think
true.
it's a myth,
Right.
but I want to be cremated anyway.
Okay, well, there you go. Well,
Yeah.
that's problem one. Two is this reminded me, I think your dad will like it and appreciate it, but this reminds me of like when I thought I was doing like the greatest gift for my dad ever, which was when Cameo got big.
Yeah. Yeah.
I paid $500 to get Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to do a video for my dad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Dad, got you an awesome birthday gift. He's like, what is this? What is this? And so Kareem's like, hey, Israel, I heard you big basketball fan. I know you're a Knicks fan, but like, I know you're a big Kareem guy, whatever, blah, blah. And he goes, oh, great. How much you pay for this?
Right.
I go, 500. He goes, 500? Why'd you buy me Apple stock, you fucking idiot?
That's so your dad, though. That's so your dad.
I think Al's going to appreciate it.
I think that your dad, it's almost like I like that response better for dad because it's so authentically
It's great.
your
It's
dad.
great.
Yeah.
What about your mom?
My mom was a little bit more like, you're an adult, like get a tattoo
Yeah.
if you want.
Yeah. No, I meant, what about your mom's initials?
Well, it doesn't,
Does she feel slighted?
I don't, like it just happens that my dad spells a cool name. Like, I don't know. I don't, that's just, those are the breaks.
What's Helene's middle
She's
name?
HSK. We're all
HSK.
HSK. So that's nothing with CRK. So like,
Right. Yeah.
so yeah. Anyway, ask.
Wow.
So yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
huge.
Yeah. Huge reveal. So
On the day of Luger's.
I know. So I chose this day to reveal this to you because this is our biggest day of the year. This is our Super Bowl, big news, big day. So this is the 20th annual Man of the Year dinner tonight at Peter Luger Steak House in Brooklyn. For those of you who are new to the podcast, the reason why it's called Man of the Year is because me and Matt and our group of childhood friends are part of the world's greatest friendship tradition. And every year on the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, we have dinner at Peter Luger's and we give a giant trophy to whoever had the best year. And today's the day.
It could be any of us this year. Now Karo got this tattooed. I think he thinks that's like of value to the group. I don't know. I had a kid. I don't know.
I think it's yours to
who
win this
knows?
year.
I don't know. Jay had a kid
Yours to
too.
lose. Yeah.
A lot of good things happen in our crew. A lot of people had a lot of good, again, it's not always about these big achievements. It's, just however subjectively our group goes, and it can go any which way. We've had a lot of crazy times with it. I think we wanted to do for this episode, kind of talk you through our tradition on the hopes that you start your own tradition with your friends. We've actually had quite a few people start their own Man of the Year dinners, which is amazing. I love that.
Some trophies.
Yeah, trophies. Obviously, we love those the most. But even if you don't, we want you to feel like you should start something with your friends that is a tradition, that is annual or even more than annual. And here's some of the things about our ceremony and all the day of it that I think make it special. You want to just kind of set us off with that?
And just to reiterate, what we're talking about are rituals. And we spoke about this a couple episodes ago. These are things you could do with your friends that recur. They
anchor your friendship in the ground. And that way you're taking the guesswork out of it. You just know, we just know 50 years from now, if we're alive, we will be at Luger's.
I'll be alive. But it could be monthly. It could be bi-monthly. It could be every 6 months of your year. So just the origin of it. So it started 20 years ago as a Friendsgiving dinner. Yeah. These past few days have been Friendsgiving Central. And we used to have a Friendsgiving dinner at Peter Luger's, which, how do you describe it to someone who has no idea what Peter Luger's is?
It's an old school steakhouse that feels like it's run by the mob. It's cash only.
Yeah.
It's ruckus, and you go to the bar, you have to wait for an hour. You got to drink martinis.
Ruckus.
What did I say?
We cause ruckuses, but it is raucous.
Yeah. That's just how I say it, I think. And it's just under a bridge in Brooklyn, and it's just in the perfect location. The waiters are old men, in suits.
Yeah.
Just got that vibe.
Not just under a bridge, under the Brooklyn Bridge.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
But I'm saying it feels like hidden.
Yes. And it's from like 1872 or something like that. And so we used to have this dinner there. And just organically, we would kind of joke of like, who had the best year?
Yeah.
And then here's where having the historian, which is I am in the group, for whatever reason, I don't know why, I just started writing in my little iCal or probably my Palm Pilot back then, like who won Man of the Year? Who was we didn't even call it Man of the Year, I think, at that point. Yeah. And we kept the Friendsgiving tradition going. And that meant that we had to organize it.
Yep.
We had to, hit people up in advance and be like, we're doing this dinner. And then we kind of codified it. We're actually going to start voting on the Man of the Year.
Yeah. The other thing that happened is we started living in different places.
Yes.
And so that was another level of commitment where people were starting to fly in for it.
Right.
So I think that made everyone realize, oh, this is like a big deal.
Right.
Right. If people are willing to fly out for this thing and show up for this thing, like we're going all in on it.
And I think what a lot of people don't realize is that the trophy only came in a few years after we started the dinner. And since I had the historical winners, we were able to retroactively put the winners on. And as we've said many times, I mean, the trophy has just made it so fun, so incredible. We walk into the Luger's and people are going nuts. But it's not really about the trophy, but it has, to your point, Matt, like solidified, like who's not going to fly in now?
Right.
Like wives, kids. Right. Yeah.
Also, it's just such a showpiece. You have to understand, when we walk in to Peter Luger's tonight, the entire bar is focused on us. People walk up to us. They're like, what is that? And we're just like telling the story. And then there's a lot of people who know it because a lot of people actually do their dinners around the same time. So we've seen a few people. The bartender actually retired last year, which was crazy because he was there for a really long time. Or he went over to another bar. I hope he came back.
Wait, he wasn't there last year?
Yeah, he went to Gage and Tollner. He took a different job.
Whoa.
Bud.
Wasn't he there for like 50 years?
Yeah, he took another shop. And so like all the waiters are the same. The waiters know us.
Yeah.
And it's just taken on a life of its own. And it's just this wild spectacle. It's an event. I mean, it's like our Kentucky Derby.
Yeah. Yeah.
People are like, who's going to win? They want to know the whole story. There are like people with their families. The kids are coming by like, I want him to win.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
But also, just in terms of, takeaways for listeners, we've turned now kind of not just the dinner, but the whole day and night into our Friendsgiving, not just the dinner.
And we should also say 364 days of the year, we have a group chat where we're talking shit to each other.
Oh yeah.
But then, so we all, the three of us who aren't in the tri-state area, we fly in. is the first thing the Airbnb, are we doing an Airbnb?
Yeah, I think I'm going to get one. So for a few years, I've rented an Airbnb near the place.
You know what? Airbnb doesn't exist anymore in New York City.
Is that right?
You see that? They banned it.
Oh, what about Brooklyn? I guess we'll have to do VRBO.
Yeah.
Or Craigslist.
Yeah.
The old school way.
Right.
So I'll rent like a cool apartment that's more of like a hangout post up. But Karo had this amazing idea to do this like Vogue photo shoot.
Oh yeah, we do a little photo shoot, which you guys always rip into me for.
Yeah, no, it's great.
We play a little beer pong. We had a ping pong table. So we're pre-gaming the pre-game to the pre-game to the pre-game. Then we, again, like we started going to this bar, Smithfield, which is in Midtown.
Yeah.
It just started with me and just to have a little pre-drink, and now we all go there.
And then we sort of like do our first catch up there.
Yes.
And then we get into like an Uber XL or a limo a few times.
Yeah. Or sometimes we took the subway with the show.
Yeah. And then when we get to Luger's, it's immediately leveled up. We're singing, we're dancing.
Well, this is we're at the bar. We're at the bar first.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because they don't give you your table right away.
Yeah, the bar, we're spending a couple hundos on those martinis.
Yes. In the past couple of years, two of the more flush guys would pick up that bar tab.
Yeah.
And last year, it was every man for themselves, I remember.
Oh. Yeah. It's not going to be me this year. I've got a son.
Right. Yeah.
I've got a son.
I kind of walked away and the bartender was like, you didn't pay. I'm like,
I thought there was going to be a stack of bills on the table.
Yeah.
There usually is.
Yeah. It's funny.
Yeah.
Hey.
That first time where you think that person who's paying for you doesn't pay, that's a tough moment.
Right. That's tough.
You're like, when you're, I'll take my wallet. Well, you actually want me to take out my wallet? What's going on here?
But all this to say is like, this is all about creating tradition. Like we do the same thing every year. So then we get to the table. We have one guy, my buddy, who's in charge of ordering. So I don't even see a menu.
Yeah, I actually have maybe never looked at the
menu. By the way, you have to remind this year, Phil Rosenthal.
Yeah.
Somebody feed Phil. He told us we have to at least try the lamb chop.
Yeah, let's throw it on. I want to back up. There were a couple things leading up to it that I think are important. So, we're doing an annual dinner, so obviously we're on a text chain, but to get people engaged, like you need sort of advanced things that get people excited. So one thing that started doing a long time ago was sending out the invite.
Oh, right.
It. So that has taken on a life of its own because first it was, I think, just like a stagnant email originally.
Yeah.
And then it became a video montage.
Right.
And I look forward to that montage every year.
It's like a tongue in cheek of what we accomplish in the year.
But like the production values, I remember it because like it's almost like phones have gotten better, technology has gotten better, our montage has gotten better.
Oh, I was going to say our montage stays the same.
I think it's getting a little better.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of shit talking.
The video is great. It actually reminds me of Theo's decathlon. Did you see his?
Yeah.
Did you see the recap video?
I love that. Yeah.
It's always good when you've got a audio visual guy.
Yes. We've got is the AV guy.
Yeah.
He's been pretty good on his own for a few years.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
But also, the longer we do it, the more I feel emotional about the video because we're getting older and you just like are going further and further back.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, I also forget quicker. So it's like every year that I look at it, it's almost like I'm seeing all this stuff fresh.
Can you talk a little bit about, because we've had some people being like, well, am I gonna start something now? Like, I feel you guys have already been doing it for 20 years.
Yeah. So again, one of our biggest tentpole statements on this podcast is it's never too late. I say this, by the way, separately with buying houses. Like, weirdly, people are always like, no, I know that doesn't like sound like it makes sense. But you always think, prices have gone up too high, like all that stuff. And the reason I ended up in this awesome house is because 3 years ago, I bought a house when the prices were too high, and then the prices kept going up, and I flipped that into this house. And like, I just think the sooner you start something, like the better you're going to be, whatever the thing is that you want to do. And I just feel like if you want to start a tradition with your friends, you're going to look back and go, thank God I started it when I did, not, oh, it's too late to do it.
That was one of your most shameless shoehorns I've ever heard.
No, because that's true. It is shameless. It does have a lot to do with it because I always hear people say, I want to become a homeowner. I want to do this. I want to do this. And I'm like, no. You want to do it. Whenever you want to do it,
do a lot of people come up to you and say that?
A lot of people.
I agree with Matt on the sentiment of home ownership and it's not the right time. But it was a crazy
It was a crazy shoehorn. The sentiment holds.
Listen,
I will admit the sentiment.
And this is what it's like having friends since like 1986.
Yeah.
Like you thought you were going to slip that by me.
Yeah, no, it's
Absolutely
shoehorning
not.
my
Absolutely
homeowner,
not.
my 2-time. I never talk about my starter home.
And I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
So I think if we may, because I think you're giving great advice to people starting their own tradition. Our asking for a friend is really great, and I think maybe you've gotten some good advice for it. So why don't we hit it? So here's our listener question.
Asking for a friend.
Guys, this is asking for a friend. If you have a friendship question or ethical dilemma, send it to us on Instagram, Man of the Year Podcast. We will answer it on the show. So this was great. I'm actually going to, the guy asked me to anonymize it a little bit, and you'll see why. So I'm going to kind of give you the basic gist. And I think this is a Ritter special. You're really good at these kind of questions. So this guy, been listening to the pod, knows about our Man of the Year tradition. He wants to start his own tradition with his buddies. He wants to do a camping trip. So it's like
no stakes, no trophy, huh?
No stakes, no trophy, but to each their own.
Yep.
on their tradition. And by the way, camping with the boys, I've never done that with you.
No.
Have you ever camped?
I have, but I do want to. I camped a bunch when I was in law school, weirdly. I had a tent and everything.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, we would go camping in Pennsylvania.
And just girls or
Yeah.
girls?
Yeah.
You hang out, you drink,
Yeah.
you drink. Now, is this camping where like there was a bathroom somewhere, or this was like pissing in the woods and shit?
I was pissing in the woods.
What about pooping?
And I think actually we went with girlfriends too one time.
Yeah, that's a real
Yeah,
test.
I forget. I honestly forget. I guess you poop in the woods. I guess you poop in the woods.
Well, so you know when
But you bring toilet paper. I don't think I used leaves.
you didn't bury toilet paper. That's horrible.
I don't remember any of
You
this.
remember every shit you ever taken, Matt?
No. This is like 20 something years ago.
Well, you know when I whitewater rafted the Grand Canyon, 2010, 10 days camping, we carried our poop with us.
Wait, so what do? You're supposed to carry your poop with you? I'm confused.
Yeah, so in the Grand Canyon, it's a national park, so it's leave no trace. So there's a bucket, there's a toilet seat, just a loose toilet seat. So you poop into the bucket, and then when
you put a toilet seat on a bucket just for like.
Well, because you can't really sit on a bucket.
Oh, you can't sit on a bucket.
Yeah,
hard.
And I think there's maybe some squirt mechanism that just covers it in water. And then when you're packing up for the day, you put it all in a metal case and you put it underneath the boat.
Like a lunch pail.
Yeah, and you put it underneath the boat.
I don't remember what we did, to be honest.
Here.
Anyway,
this is all the poop at the end of the trip.
Oh God!
Just so our listeners will post this. These are steel lined cases that just say poop on it.
Does our audience want to see that?
It's not poop. It's not actual poop. It's just a case. What the hell was we talking? Oh, anyway. So he wants to do a camping trip. But here's the question. I thought this was a brilliant question. He goes, "How do I know which guys to include in the tradition?"
Wow. Okay, that's
because
a big question.
Our thing kind of happened organically. We've had the same friends for 30 years.
It's a big question.
If you're starting it now, to your point, never too late.
So the fear is that you're going to choose the wrong friends. I mean, here's the thing. If you are an adult and these are your friends and you're thinking about starting a tradition with, you're doing it because you feel like you've made lifelong friends.
Well, let me just interject that. Sorry. My interpretation of it is that he doesn't have such a hard edge. The group is more amorphous. No, just more a little bit amorphous.
Oh, got it.
Yes.
Like who's going to be in it? Who's going to be out of it? Okay.
Right.
My first instinct is immediately it's going to be self-selecting. And that's okay.
Yeah, but it's only self-selecting if you invite them.
No, I'm saying invite. I think you invite who you feel now. Yeah. Invite who you feel now. But over time, it's going to be self-selecting. So like if you're worried that you're inviting somebody you're not going to be close with, they will stop showing up. That's what I think.
I mean, I think if it was me, I think my concern would be like, well, I want to pick the group. I want to pick the right group.
Right. I mean, look, it's a hard thing if you're just saying, hey, I want to pick 6 people aren't friends, it's going to be tough. If that's what he's saying.
In other words, if we were starting our tradition now the group in LA,
it would be hard because they're mixed and they come from all walks of life. It would be harder.
And they don't all necessarily know each other.
Right. It is harder to start a tradition.
No, I don't say harder, maybe trickier. It
is trickier to start a tradition with people from different pockets of your life. I think that's fair to say. I'm not going to advise against it, but I do think if you are doing it, it's hard. But at the same time, like if you think about like a bachelor party, right? Like at my bachelor party, like there were people from my law school, a couple of people from college, a lot of high school buddies, and my brother and brother-in-law. I think if I started something with all those people, like I still think it could work out, just theoretically. Is what I'm saying. Like, it would be a little trickier, but it could work out. So I don't think it's like a non-starter to go, hey, don't do that. But if you're gonna do it, I think you should already have an idea in mind of like, do all these people get along? Don't you agree?
So a couple of thoughts. One, I think you should err on the side of being inclusive.
Yeah.
As opposed to excluding people, because that also may harm the friendship.
Okay.
I would start, I'm assuming you have at least a couple cores that are dead ringers, not dead ringers, like automatics.
Yep.
Get the automatics, say to them, okay, here are the other people I'm thinking about, get some input from them.
I think that's good.
Obviously, you want to make sure that there is good dynamics.
That's what I'm saying.
Put it this way, there may be two people who like, they barely know each other, but you know they're pretty good hangs and they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what I'm saying. If you have two people who are going to butt heads that are in your different walks of life, like, why do you want to set that up from the get-go?
Right.
But you're saying be inclusive, so it's tricky on that front.
Just err on the side of it.
Yeah.
Just err on the side of it.
Yeah, I think you want people that are all easy to deal with.
Yeah.
You know, if you have difficult people, it's going to be.
Then I wouldn't be involved in any group.
Well, you do the organization, so it's good.
Yeah.
It's good you're the organizer of it.
Do you know that I have like, I think you know that I have like another sort of subgroup in LA?
Yes.
Called the Brochachos.
Yes.
And like, they like to sort of, they do some more camping. They do, they occasionally do some mushrooms. I think we can reveal that. And sometimes they will like bring like a extra brochacho, an extra judicial.
Right. Okay. Wow.
You know?
Okay.
And I'm kind of like, I actually haven't been on any of those trips.
Yeah.
And and it's someone that we know or people that we know. And I'm kind of like, no.
You just want to be with the core.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. If you're going camping and doing mushrooms.
Right. Well, I think there is definitely if you're doing a camping trip, like there is a level of like, I want to be comfortable.
Right.
With
sharing
everybody.
a tent.
I want to be able to, I want to be able to be my real self. So I think that's the main thing. Like if you're the one setting it up, then you get to choose like, who do you feel comfortable with, but also who do you think your friends will be comfortable with? What's the right number?
Right.
You know, I mean, I think 9 is a lot. We have a big one.
But we're not like, that's almost too much for the dinner because you can't talk. Remember we used to have to get we had to change the table to a round table.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so I think 4 to 6 is ideal.
Yeah.
Would you say?
Yeah, for camping, I think you could do more is what I'm saying.
You think
more
you can do more?
Yeah, because you got to tent your hand on the fire.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I guess there's certain, like, what I like about 9 is like on the occasions, we've had occasions where people miss.
Right.
You don't feel like you missed a beat on the tradition and on the dinner and on the.
Right. If only 2 people come.
Right, exactly. So I think there is, so you want to have at least 4, I'd say.
And the last thing I will say is that, I want to know what you think about this. The group can change.
Right.
So you're going to try it the first year.
Right.
Someone doesn't like it or there was incident or people didn't get along. Like we happen to have had, we've had people who are on the trophy who.
Yes. No, that's true. Well, listen, we had we have a member who's no longer in the group.
Yeah.
Even us, even the most incredible tradition, the most stability has lost somebody.
To be fair, he was the only person we didn't actually know from childhood.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I think there's something to be said for just start it and let the chips fall. Like invite who you want to invite, who you could envision coming 5 years from now too.
Right.
Don't expect flaky people to be somebody you can count on for a 20-year tradition.
Right. Also, like if your friend lives in Alaska, he's probably not going to be able to make it every year.
But invite him.
Yeah, invite him.
But I do think you want a solid core that you think are reliable to do this thing.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's why you're doing it. You're going, okay, this is a way for us to say we're going to sustain this friendship, right? But it's got to be people who want to sustain that friendship first and foremost.
Yeah. I think we did a good job answering this.
Okay.
We want to know how it went. We want to know what your guys' traditions are. We want to know if you guys got trophies. We love it.
Asking for a friend.
So that was asking for a friend?
And I was asking, Matt always likes to screw up my outro. And that was asking for a friend. If you have a friendship question, send it to us on Instagram and we will answer it on the show.
So one thing that I think is really cool is we have other little traditions. Like we have a couple of 90s songs that we blast.
Yeah.
All the small things.
Yeah.
So on the ride over, we'll like at weddings, we do that. And we go crazy on the dance floor. But when we're on the ride over in the Uber or limo, we just start blasting 90s.
No, that's after the dinner.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So like, that's like part of our, the whole night of it all.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the last wedding we went to when we played all the small things and the incident that occurred?
Yeah. we get a little rowdy. I usually tell the wives to kind of clear out because you could get hurt.
Yeah.
But usually it's not like, we get crazy, but we're aware of each other's spatial relations.
Yeah.
Only last year, Karo full throttle pushed one of our friends literally off the dance floor.
Like to the ground.
Out of view.
Yeah.
On the ground, and I have video of it. It's incredible.
I thought that we mosh, but we kind of just jump up and down.
Yeah.
We haven't had a wedding in so long.
We hadn't had a wedding in a while.
Yeah.
It had been 6 years. We were a little rusty.
Yeah, a little rusty. I just
got a little aggressive. You blasted somebody.
What's it called? Trucking someone?
Yeah, you trucked somebody.
Yeah, I didn't mean to. I felt horrible.
It was hilarious.
What other mini tradition do we have?
Well, no. So I was going to talk about like after, people always wonder what happens after. We do go out after and we bring that trophy out.
Yeah.
When we bring that trophy out, we kind of kick it old school, like club style bottles. Like when we plunked that trophy down, I feel like P. Diddy.
I have a to-do for you.
Yeah.
Because somehow, I guess it's because everyone gets their role. You sort of became you're the promoter. You're in charge of the after party. I feel like we need to call them. Because like 50% of the time they're like, you can't bring the trophy.
Yeah, we always have to have a problem with that.
But because we don't plan.
Yeah.
I think we just need to call and say, hey.
We have a giant metal object.
Yeah. Like,
they're like, you could hurt somebody with this. I'm like, I could barely lift this thing.
Also, by the way, we're getting full glass bottles of Grey Goose.
What's a better weapon?
Yeah. This won't hurt anybody.
An empty Grey Goose?
Yeah.
Or this giant unwieldy trophy?
So what do you think about making a phone call?
I will do that.
We go out after. I go back to my parents' house at 5 o'clock in the morning.
You take that 331 LIRR.
Yeah. And then I set the alarm off.
That's tough.
Yeah.
I fly out now early morning so I can make it back.
You know, the newest tradition, it's like the reverse Masters. You lose your jacket.
I lose my jacket. I've lost 3 jackets in the past 5 years.
Yeah.
Not good.
And the one you lost last year, great jacket. I love that jacket.
Yeah. I was actually part of a gang. My sister, my wife, my brother-in-law, we all had one. So now I'm out of the gang. I got kicked out of my own gang.
I love when you call the next day, they're like, no one found it. Like, shut the fuck up.
I know, come on. I'm like, it's a very specific jacket,
What are they going to do with that jacket?
I know. It's so annoying.
Yeah. You lose your jacket. We also have chugging races at the restaurant in the trophy.
Yes.
Between because there's brothers. There's brothers in our group.
They're both very good at chugging.
Very good at chugging. Don't we sing like a Hebrew?
We do a little bit of Sim Tov and Mazel.
What is that?
I don't even know. It's just to announce that the Jews have arrived. The Lugers.
Yeah, I was gonna have Theo look it up, but I'll never figure out.
The Jew boys are here.
And honestly, I can't wait for tonight. Is this our first dinner since we started the podcast? Yes. We started one year ago.
We started a year ago, essentially.
Yeah. So we didn't know anything about anything.
We didn't know anything. We didn't know this podcast was going to blow up.
Yeah, we didn't know it still
worldwide.
Yeah, we didn't know it still exists.
Yeah, it's been an incredible journey, and it's thanks to all of our fans who apparently care about making and maintaining friendships and starting traditions. So that's why we're doing this episode specifically. We're like, because without you guys, we wouldn't be where we are, which is in a pretty cool spot. We have a lot of cool things coming down the pipeline now, but it all started with 9 friends getting together for a dinner.
Yeah. The ultimate Friendsgiving.
Yeah.
So what did we learn today?
What did we learn? I learned you have a fucking tattoo, dude. Won't be buried near me.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't want to be anywhere near you in the afterlife.
Figured as much.
I think the most important thing that we learned today was that it's never too late to start a tradition.
Never too late.
Like get your buddies together. It could be anything.
I just know it in my bones that if you start a tradition now, it'll be one of the best things you've ever done in your life.
Yeah, I totally agree. So let's do some shouts. I actually want to shout out Peter Luger's.
Peter Luger's, man.
We've been having our dinner there for 20 of their 120 years of existence.
Any chance this meal tonight is free?
They don't seem like a comp kind of place.
On the arm?
Yeah.
I would say as a shout out, this is more of a call out to people. If you are interested in starting a tradition with your friends and you want a trophy, we decided we're going to make one for one of our lucky listeners. So just tell us why you think your group deserves a trophy. And if you're lucky, we will build you one.
Yeah, we're going to read all the messages from people and pick the most deserving group.
Completely subjectively the way we do our dinner.
Yes. There's no, what's it called? Fine print sweepstakes. We're
just winging it.
We're just doing it. By the way, open to women as well, mixed gender groups. We want to hear about your friend group and why you deserve a trophy.
Absolutely.
All right, before we get into the outro, I think because it's the night of the dinner, can we do one more? Man of the year! Man of the year! Man of the year! Good luck tonight, buddy.
Good luck to you.
Be good to yourself. Be good to your friends.
Love you, buddy.